Welcome to That Sweet Spot, Series 2, Episode 4. I'm Peter Flynn, and with me is my incredible producer, Phil.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Phil, I have news for you, Phil.
Okay.
Fantastic news.
Okay.
I've got a new eye.
You have a new eye?
A brand new eye. It's fantastic. And I'm going to show it to you at the end of the episode.
I can't wait.
But for now, we're going to be continuing with the show. And it's basically a podcast which chronicles the loss of an eye. And it's called Black Eye. And this is episode 4. It's called Trust in Trajectories. And it covers sport, therapy, and history of poor vision. Follow-up consultation. My local ophthalmologist bends over my eye much as a mechanic would open the hood of a car. I expect him to suck the air between his teeth and say, "Ooh, look at the state of that. You've had some right cowboys in here. It's going to cost you." But he doesn't mention anything as hopeful as money. The best news is that I'm legally entitled to drive and I can go back to playing sport and exercising again. He puts some drops in my eye, takes a scan, and produces a piece of A4 with some pretty colours. Lots of optical terminology and a grey image with the words, "Fovea not found." This doesn't thrill me at all. I have retinal ischemia. In short, the ophthalmologist explains, I had something like a heart attack in my eye, blood cut off, tissue died. No chance of revival. After the appointment, I go to the bathroom and sob a little. I don't cry, I weep. There's a difference. Then I take the bus home. There's nothing encouraging online either. I note that the crude 35-year-old procedure on YouTube left that patient better off than me. Comparison is the mother of despair. Has this brutalized my faith in science, my trust in doctors and surgeons? I need to look at the big picture. I was a difficult birth, a cesarean. Without science, I wouldn't even have been born. Myopia and miracles. Phil, big question for you, very important.
Okay.
Did you ever see the movie Legally Blonde?
A long time ago. Yeah.
Yep. And what was your take on it? Did you enjoy it as much as I did?
I thought it was funny. Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
A lot of time for it. As it happens, I've come up with an alternative. Legally Blind. Imagine a beautiful blonde lawyer trying to find her briefs. Anyway, I thought it was funny. I don't know what anyone else thinks. What the hell? I enjoyed it. My brother and I were both legally blind without our glasses. He's a big, boisterous guy who loves planes, and he wanted to join the RAF before his poor eyesight counted against him. His glasses were black framed, while I wore nerdy NHS glasses at school. These earned me the nickname Woody, after Woody Allen, and Elvis, after Elvis Costello, so I can approximate what I looked like then. I remember putting in contact lenses for the first time. That magnificent feeling of being able to see all around for the first time. I've said first time twice, just to emphasize what an amazing feeling it was. It was like breaking out of jail. What a miracle, not being imprisoned in my tortoiseshell frames, to see the world as it really was. My visual freedom felt like flying. Contact lenses were incredible. Soon I went from hard to soft, as teenagers do. I'm going to say I love that joke too. I'm just going to enjoy that. After around 14 years later, I decided to go for eye surgery and wrote an article for my local newspaper. So this is about laser eye surgery. Cut to a clinic in Michigan. I felt nervous about going under the laser. Back in the UK, everyone wanted to boost my confidence. Some of my friends perked me up with stories about wonky corneas, while my stepfather asked what breed of guide dog I wanted. Thanks. In Michigan, the surgeon gave me a choice of 2 operations. The first was called LASIK. Here, following the creation of a thin protective corneal flap, a laser changes the curvature of the eye. I wasn't keen on having corneal flaps. Also, the surgeon was concerned about the thinness of my corneas. So I opted for an older process called PRK, photorefractive keratectomy. Here, the epithelium, a layer of cells, is loosened by a laser and rubbed off, allowing an ultraviolet cool laser to alter the curvature of the cornea. They could only change one eye at a time. Well, that suited me. I had backup in case the first op went wrong. The operation was a major life decision for me. I travel a lot, and I'd rather know I can wake up in a strange room in the middle of the night and be able to see exactly who is in there with me than have to scrabble around for glasses or contact lenses. It would sharpen me up, boost my confidence. There were no injections for the procedure, no gas, just an anesthetic eye drop. I sat in the waiting room next to the surgery, feeling jumpy. A nurse gave me some Valium to calm me down, while I listened to a patient being corrected next door. Tuck, tuck, tuck. The laser sounds like a cross between a sewing machine and a machine gun. Tuck, tuck, tuck. The operating theatre reminded me of a dentist surgery. I sat back on a couch as the doctor told me exactly what would happen. Once I was comfortable, he pulled back my eyelids with pads. Very Clockwork Orange, I told him, and he laughed. The laser swung over my face, and I saw a green neon ring with a red light at the centre. Tuck, 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 tuck! I felt a gentle sensation on my eye. It was loosening up the epithelium, a layer of cells on my pupil. At one point, the surgeon said, "So, if I raise the laser and point it at your forehead, you can have a free lobotomy." I tried not to laugh. Phil, I got to ask you, have you ever had a funny surgeon?
I've never had any surgery whatsoever. Believe it or not.
Lucky.
Knock on wood. I am going to knock on wood.
That's great. I am. From my point of view, if you can do anything to avoid it, here's the voice of experience.
Well, yeah.
If you can.
I'm not going under the knife voluntarily. That's for sure.
That's right. They're going to drag you kicking and screaming.
Although I've had many suggestions for some plastic surgery procedures.
Well, you should definitely go see this guy. He'll do anything you want. Back to the surgery. Soon the laser swung away and the surgeon used a tool to wipe off the remaining cells from my eye. It was painless and odd. I felt like I was lying under a gigantic glass floor while a cleaner mopped up my eyeball. To my relief, the surgeon didn't hum as he worked away, but he did step back to argue with a colleague somewhere behind me about computer readings. I was starting to freak out when the surgeon said, "This will take less than a minute." Red light. The laser returned. Something was happening to my pupils. I felt a tickling sensation as the muscles changed, my focus pulling in, pushing out. The surgeon said, "Can anyone smell bacon?" I sniffed. He was right. Bacon frying. The surgeon looked down at me. "Oh, it's you!"
Wow.
Literally, I could smell my eye burning. For 40 seconds, I was treated to the scent of my flesh being cooked. Which brings me to the question, Phil, what do you think you'd smell like barbecued?
Jeez. I hope unappetizing. That's what I would hope.
I'm just trying to imagine barbecued Phil. It could be a fragrance or something.
Is there a back door here?
Yeah. It's getting hotter in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't think many people have experienced that anyway.
Yeah.
The laser clicked off. A nurse squeezed more drops into my eye. The surgeon put in a protective lens to allow the epithelium to heal, and I was released. When I met my father in reception, I was amazed at how well I could focus. I could see him quite clearly. Best of all, I couldn't feel any pain. Until 20 minutes later, when a dull ache set in, and I threw back a couple of painkillers. In the car, on the way home, I kept blowing my nose as all the eye drops were coming out. Weirdly, I couldn't read at all for the first day. While I could see my way around, I couldn't focus on writing, even from an inch away. I was at a good age to take the surgery. My eyes had stopped growing, and I was young enough to make a strong recovery. Most importantly, I knew the surgeon wasn't a cowboy, despite the jokes. After 2 days, I went back to operate on the right eye. That meant I only risked one eye at a time. It cost $1,300 per procedure, but it was worth it. After 14 years, I would have saved that much just on daily contact lenses. I read that 1 in 10 procedures fail. For me, that was a 90% success rate, which is pretty good. Severe myopia was a good enough reason to take the risk. I was hoping the worst that would happen is that I might need to wear reading glasses when I was older. Turns out I was right. But for now, I was excited about being able to see well, unaided. Being able to zap the problem in a minute was nothing short of miraculous. Happy days, Phil.
Happy days.
Cut to 2018. This chapter is called Cyclops with a P. Before I'd even arrived back in my apartment after the tumour operation, my ex-wife had found the only one-eyed therapist on the island. I don't think anyone else has said that line online.
That's a previously unsaid sentence.
I think if you AI'd that, I don't think you would find it anywhere else. Guaranteed. So, the only one-eyed therapist on the island, a Cyclops, perhaps, with a P. Our first sessions were weirdly exploratory, as we both unconsciously concealed our right eyes behind a raised palm, as if warding off the incredible fear of losing our remaining eye. Here, a cataclysm becomes an apocalypse. A black eye becomes a black life. Complete darkness. No more reading or rainbows. No more paintings or beautiful women. No more sunrises or the smile of my son. Just a universe of snuffed out stars. My Cyclops had been half blind for longer than me. A tragic dental procedure resulted in his blindness. He explained how it happened, something to do with creeping neural damage, but I couldn't understand it fully. His story was crueler than mine. He'd only been a teenager at the time. He's an excellent therapist. During our sessions, I thought that none of this had changed who I am. Or had it? I'm less tolerant of other people's shit now. Apart from Phil.
I tried to keep it quiet over here. Didn't want to draw any attention to myself.
Yeah, that was a guilty snigger, if ever I heard one. Life is too short, and I'm cloudy about the future. Would a partial return of vision, a haziness, even make the situation worse? Would it compromise the good vision in my left eye? Is lights out preferable to that? Sports. Soon after the ophthalmologist, I buy some clear protective glasses for the good eye, and then I play in a hockey game. Field hockey, Phil, not ice hockey, just so you know.
Fair enough, yeah.
I know what it means where you come from. During the warm-up, I can do most things okay. I have to improve my technique, get sharper at stopping the ball. I'm proud of getting through the match quite well. Only my goalkeeper asks me if anything was wrong with my eye, as it looks skewed. I mutter, accident. My conclusions from the game. Either I was showing a world-class recovery and hiding my disability really effectively, or I was mediocre to begin with, so no one noticed I'd become half-blind. Obviously, for me, there's a gaping blank spot, and I bump into players more. I've considered making a dramatic reveal to the club, but I'll probably just keep going as before, see if anyone notices. No one noticed at my other sport, Frisbee. A great revelatory moment came at a recent farewell party for Ivan, a lovely Colombian who taught me how to improve my Frisbee forehand. For the record, forehand. When I showed up wearing an eye patch at his party, he thought I was trying to look stylish. He was gobsmacked to discover I'd been playing with 20/0 vision all this time. I told him about how the Frisbee would fly from the left hemisphere and disappear on my right side. And yet, I could leap up and pluck it from the darkness. My body trusted in trajectories. What a tribute to the adaptability of the mind. That doesn't mean I don't have accidents. Some trajectories seem inevitable. One day, I was turning a corner in a Mediterranean airport when something slams into my dark side. Someone's cheekbone slaps right into mine. A uniformed woman swinging into my vision, a stewardess in a hurry. I nearly knock her down. I say sorry as a reflex. And as she hurries off, I realise that A, I should have offered her a coffee to make up for the collision, and B, it felt right not telling her I was blind on that side, as it wouldn't have helped the situation. Phil,
Yes.
have you ever bumped into a beautiful woman in an airport?
By accident?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. That's one of those. What do they call it? A meet cute in a movie. Like when people meet in a romance movie, they call it a
meet cute.
meet cute. Yeah, it's the trope. It's the a woman is like rushing. You mentioned the blind lawyer, so it would be her rushing to the court, and she'd drop all the papers on the ground. Right?
I think Notting Hill was the first one I remember.
That would be a meet cute. Yeah.
It happened a bunch of times. I think it happened more than once. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, any Renee Zellweger movie would be like a meet cute.
Okay, this is Julia Roberts, wasn't it? As I remember, and a coffee spillage. Yeah, there was definitely coffee involved. There was no coffee with me, anyway. So, I find that hard to believe, but anyway, I'm sure you're.
I have run into people on the plane that way.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, and struck up a conversation with the person next to me, hoping that they don't feel like they're captive.
Right.
I'm checking to see if they're genuinely interested, or if I should just close my mouth and read the in-flight materials. This would have been back in the day a little bit, but I met a quite a celebrated violinist that way.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Well, this stewardess, I literally knocked her off her feet.
Okay.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
So
you're supposed to sweep them off their feet.
Yeah. My technique lacks prowess, let's say. So clearly, I need to start wearing my eye patch in busy airports again. I only wear it to parties as an intro, a topic of conversation. I feel a sadistic pleasure in someone making a pirate joke before I tell them that I'm genuinely sightless on that side. Sometimes they're dismayed, guilty, hangdog. The drama's fun. Depending on who they are, I will tell them a different story about how I lost my eye. A fight makes me feel closer to David Bowie. A fight always makes for a good story. You should have seen the other guy, I'll say. He's wearing 2 eye patches. Yes. One girl actually believed the one about me being in bed with a woman, and the sex was so fantastic, we barely heard her ex-Marine husband bellowing at the door until it was too late. The mixture of terror and our mutual supernova resulted in an orgasm so powerful that my eye shoots out of its socket, and that's usually where the story ends. Blood on the pillow and a jealous soldier, moments from murdering me. Fantasy. Scenario. My sight returns in a whirlwind of reversed fortune. At the first glimmer of light, I fall to my knees and praise the Lord. It was actually an 80-20 chance of recovery, says the surgeon. I was fucking with you. I'm trying to be positive. Yeah. When it was coming up for my uncle's magic 6 weeks, when soft tissue starts to repair itself. Still waiting on that soft tissue, Phil.
Yes,
anyway,
we are.
just still waiting on that, yes. I'd seen a few encouraging signs. Increased perception of blinking, magic swirling, mirages and borrowed light from the left. But it's basically a bloody great smudge over half my vision. As I said to my mother, it feels like a black boil has attached itself to my face. So, I make a car. Now, for me, putting together the Aston Martin DB5 is an act of defiance. I set out the 1,295 Lego pieces on my left so I can see everything clearly and take my time reading the instructions. A few times I have to backtrack when the 007 number plates don't rotate or the ejector seat jams. But when it's finished, I feel savagely exultant. Bad luck can't take away my basest pleasures. Bond would have been proud. Going back to my teaching job feels strange, but not impossible. I feel bad for the students lost on my right side, so I try to turn my neck more, just as I do when I'm driving. I wear an eye patch most of the time, as I feel self-conscious about my wonky eye. The whole eye procedure reminds me of W. Bush invading the Middle East, removing the tumour, Saddam Hussein, but messing up the whole region with no planning for the aftermath. This is my own Iraq. Yeah, that's a dad joke, is it? Do you think that's a dad joke?
It's something.
It feels kind of in that zone, yeah. So anyway, as you probably noticed, everyone, I prefer joking to bitterness. Would it help? I can still drive. I have to move my head to compensate. I get by fine, and I may even be a better driver, more careful. I can now tell my mother to stop driving around with one eye closed. She was doing it to empathise, bless her. Many people drive with one eye. Just about everyone seems to know someone with one eye, and they rarely notice it. Weirdly, it feels like 6 degrees of separation. Later, I go on holiday. It's good to go somewhere warm. On the one hand, the brightness of the sun accentuates the darkness on my right side. On the other hand, I don't need vision to enjoy the sunshine or the pounding of a wave on my back. One evening, I'm passing through customs at LaGuardia Airport, one of my favourite places in the whole world. American security checks remind me of school with adults bullying other adults. So I approached the uniformed official expecting the usual treatment. Will I have to lift my eye patch for photographic verification? I hate exposing my wonky eye. The officer is a big black dude with dreadlocks. There are the usual wrapped out questions, names, where are you from, etc. Then he looks straight at me and says, "Cool patch, sir." "Oh, really?" "Uh-huh." "Almost worth losing the eye, huh?" "Well, it suits you." One way of processing my situation is to call it an accident. It could have been a brick dropped from a scaffold, a fragment from a road drill, or a playful punch in a pub. There are so many ways of losing an eye. I apply philosophy's latest balm. Shit happens. How many planes have I flown in, cars I've driven in, trains which have whipped me through new lands, all without a scratch. But reflecting on previous good fortune can only go so far. For Christmas, my father sends me this. Over and out from episode 4. For Christmas, my father sends me this. Probably have to shoot that a couple times, Phil.
Yeah, no, that's good. I would say for Christmas, my father gives me, but have the eye.
Have it ready.
Maybe do it from that side. Why not?
Okay. So it's less. Okay. So
and you're in the frame right now. So
yes.
You need to lower the eye down. Yeah, to there. Okay. You're.
So you could do a cut to here.
Mm-hmm.
For Christmas, my father. Oh no, there was a buzz
Hold
from
on.
the phone.
You know, because this is off.
Let me try.
It's my calendar. That's what it is.
Okay,
so
got it.
Let me put on.
I'm glad I heard it because we'd have heard it otherwise. Okay.
Okay.
For
It would make a great thumbnail for the video. But,
I know.
We don't want to give it away, like you said.
Yeah, no, we'll have to work it out.